Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Marlowe, and this is the new adaptation of this Raymond Chandler character, and this is directed by Neil Jordan, who previously did The Crying Game and Interview with the Vampire, and also Michael Collins, which is also probably why we have Liam Neeson here playing Philip Marlowe, the character that at least on screen became famous because of Humphrey Bogart for The Big Sleep. And Liam Neeson is Philip Marlowe in the 1930s, just 4 decades off, in the Bay City, a brooding down on his luck detective is hired to find the ex-lover of a glamorous heiress. And this obviously is a love letter to old noir films, and obviously it's based off of a really famous character of noir novels. It just feels very blandly noir. What made noir films so interesting is because they were fresh, they were raw, they're intense. I don't feel like this film really hits that. There's never that energy. There's never that intensity. And it kind of just goes mulling along, doing its thing, beat by beat, telling a story that's not particularly engaging or interesting, and it winds up hitting a lot of those cliches along the way. And in the end, you kind of get to the resolution, what really happened, and you're kind of just sitting there like, okay, well, that happened. And what's more interesting about this film is the character of Marlowe and some of his other dynamics on screen. And honestly, not a lot of the characters are particularly interesting and engaging in that way either. But where the balance is, where I really feel like this film is okay. It's kind of middling there because the story and the narrative feel so bland and manufactured from countless other noir films, but it looks great. This film does look great. It's engaging visually. It's a beautifully shot film, and you have cinematographer Xavi Gimenez, who brings this sleek, cool style to it. Also, while I was watching this, my wife's like, this is the brightest noir I've ever seen. And it's like, kind of is. Like, this side of Chinatown, it feels much more like that than like old school, like real 30s, 40s noir films, which is odd because it's supposed to be. But the music as well from David Holmes, who has done a lot of Soderbergh films, and there's that cool. And that helps build the atmosphere. The atmosphere works, the style works, the costuming, everything, that's top notch. Liam Neeson, I think, does a really fine job here. I don't know what Philip Marlowe is supposed to be like in the original stories. I actually bought some books after watching this movie, so obviously it got my attention to check out some more of Raymond Chandler's works. But like Humphrey Bogart playing him, it's just like, it's one thing. And then you have Liam Neeson, who looks like he's two of Humphrey Bogart. Humphrey Bogart sitting on Humphrey Bogart's shoulders, and they both went to the gym. So it's kind of like a very different dynamic, and they lean into that because like he beats the crap out of some people in this movie. It's like, I wouldn't want to mess with Liam Neeson. Look at him. But you have that kind of dynamic, and the actors, you have Diane Kruger and Jessica Lange, who are just marvelous in terms of the presence that they bring. Their characters might be very cliched in noir sense, but like they look the part. Adewale Ikenoyu Abaji, who played in Lost and was Killer Croc recently, I really liked him a lot. He has a smaller role as Cedric, but like just the cast, you have Cole Meany, you have Alan Cummings, Danny Houston, whose dad, you know, is in Chinatown. You have a really good cast, style, good lead character. It's just the writing here doesn't elevate it up to the level of where everything else is, and it kind of just leaves you in the middle being like, okay, I watched it. I was engaged enough. I don't know if I'd watch it again, but it was at least an earnest ode to like that style of film, that genre of film, and I think it has its merits. But those are my thoughts on Marlowe. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.